Are you a fan of manga or anime? Well, do we have a show for you today? You can watch a cracking video on how to speed paint in the anime manga style, but this upcoming week is a time that many fans of that genre adore. What is it? Well, find out by watching today's episode. This is Speaker's Corner. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Rather, maybe I should say konnichiwa, as this week our focus will be a staple of Japanese culture, Golden Week. Yes, that's right. The time of year when manga studios give their employees a much-deserved break from the grueling time they put into their works of art. I may be the very model of a modern major British man, but I do have an appreciation and love of all cultures and wish to spread that to the world. Oh, right, yes. Who the bloody hell am I? Of course. I'm your host, Tim Byron, and this is Speaker's Corner. So what is Golden Week? In sum, it's a week plus towards the end of April and the beginning of May, consisting of 4 holidays that commemorate a melange of different festivities in which almost all businesses close. Those 4 holidays are Showa Day, Constitution Day, Greenery Day, and finally, Children's Day. Although it's really more Boys' Day than anything else. Golden Week kicks off on the 29th of April to recognise Emperor Hirohito's birthday, better known as Showa, grandfather of the current emperor. Showa translates to shining peace. The final holiday is Children's Day on the 5th of May, so around a week to pack in 4 holidays. Now that leads to the obvious question: what is the airspeed velocity on an unladen swallow? Wait, not that. Why do they call it Golden Week? The managing director of a film company first used the term due to considerably higher ticket sales during the week in 1951. Since then, companies have utilised the name to hype up using this period of time to go to the cinema and catch a film or two, which eventually other facets of the culture began to normalise in turn. Seems like Golden Week went viral. Maybe not. But either way, it's a great time of year because the weather is neither too hot nor too cold. Monsoon season has yet to start, so the Japanese take a golden opportunity. Well, yes. They take a golden opportunity to go on holiday and enjoy that time. Now, the practice of going on holiday internationally is far more prevalent currently than during Golden Week's inception in 1948, although the streets of Japan are quite populous during normal times. There is currently yet another state of emergency for the island nation that the authorities have redoubled the effort by promoting Golden Week, a week in which one typically is out and about having fun with others, as Stay Home Week. At least that's the case presently in Tokyo and other major prefectures. As Golden Week takes place in Kyoto, the old capital. Here's a fun fact. Reverse the syllables. Tokyo and Kyoto. Essentially the same name but reversed. For some of the more introverted persuasions, staying home does actually sound positively golden. Golden Week usually is much different, and the biggest holiday in Japan, during which they celebrate with a famous horse race. The streets get closed to traffic as Kyoto is essentially a grid city, and street food, craft markets, little children's games like fishing golden fish out of a tank and so on are all over, and the city becomes absolutely magic. Golden floats all around, playing music, monks are humming, a strange mixture of old and new. Now that we have a rudimentary understanding of what Golden Week is, What is Golden Week? What are the holidays that the Japanese are celebrating or commemorating, and how do they do so? Well, first things first. In this case, the first day I've mentioned is Showa Day, a day to honour the grandfather of Naruhito, who is the current Japanese emperor. Showa died in 1989, although if you've been paying attention, then you know that Showa Day has been a holiday since 1948. Hirohito's birthday is still the 29th of April, and thus the Japanese remember the man who led their country for 63 years, from 1926 until his death in 1989, and got them through the war. However, Showa Day did not actually become Showa Day until 2007, because prior to this time its erstwhile celebration was Greenery Day, owing to the deceased emperor's love of plants. Due to the controversy over his lifetime of leading the country through World War II against the Allies, there was a reluctance to celebrate per se Emperor Hirohito himself, and instead acknowledge one of his more positive attributes. You see, there is a national law in Japan decreeing that the emperor's birthday, that is the current emperor's birthday, be a national holiday, which it presently is on the 23rd of February for Emperor Naruhito. That is very clearly not Emperor Naruhito. Show some bloody respect, huh? Ah, there we are.
Blimey, man's been emperor. Well, this is the third year now, and people still probably make that joke at his expense. I work with nothing but uncouth leckwits gallivanting about in their ignorance. The cheeky blighters. All major documents now show the year as year 3 rather than 2021. That is year 3 of the new era. Each era starts with the coronation of the new emperor.
Right. At the time of the emperor's death, the holiday actually became Greenery Day to celebrate his love of plants and the ever-growing ecological movement. Currently, however, the commemoration of Showa Day is more a time to reflect on the time during which Hirohito reigned rather than the man himself. A sombre reminder of the totalitarianism that gripped the country and the after effects. One can infer that simply by the holiday's name, preferring what the emperor should have represented, shining peace, rather than the name of the man himself. Some people choose to reflect by visiting Hirohito's tomb at Hachiuji in Tokyo. Another is by visiting the National Showa Museum in Tokyo. Thus, it is quite evident that the day is more a time to acknowledge the past and learn from it, rather than celebrate an individual, something akin to Guy Fawkes Day, but considerably fewer explosions. The second day of Golden Week is Constitution Day, or Constitution Memorial Day, which is the anniversary of the Constitution's enactment in 1947 on the 3rd of May. This day became a holiday in 1949 and is yet another day of remembrance rather than reverence, a day to acknowledge the incontrovertible value of democracy. Much like Showa Day, there is a focus on historical accountability and atonement for the country's past, which it embodies via its democratic constitution and institutions. After Hirohito surrendered to the Allies, the US, under General MacArthur, collaborated with the Japanese government to draft a new constitution, which is the clear focus of the holiday. People do much the same as Showa Day by reflecting on Japanese history and the importance of democracy, with newspapers publishing topical articles and editorials on these subjects. Additionally, the National Diet building... Blimey, not a diet, but the diet.
All bloody amateurs, and they're not even original. I mean, honestly, come up with something new, you colossally foolish numpties.
Yes, that's essentially Constitution Day. The third day of Golden Week is one that I've addressed partially. Greenery Day. It used to be the 29th of April, starting in 1989 after Hirohito's death, but until 2007, which changed to Showa Day. Greenery Day comes right after Constitution Day, which is, have you been paying attention? Correct. May the 4th. Wrong greenery. Quickly, take it down before they sue us. Phew, too close. That date was previously a public holiday or citizens' holiday, but the government simply replaced it with a day celebrating all things green, including Yoda, particularly that of the ecological variety as a homage to Hirohito's love of, well, greenery. So what do people do on this day? Emperor Naruhito and his wife partake in the National Land Afforestation Promotion Organization campaign's main event, which entails planting a tree and seeds, and is something that people from all over Japan flock to attend. Additionally, people have a fondness for green tea on this day, as it coincides with the first planting of the plant around that time. Thus, to celebrate Greenery Day, many go to a tea room, a garden, or similar to have themselves a nice cuppa. Finally, there's Children's Day, the final holiday in Golden Week that occurs on the 5th of May. It's the day to celebrate childlike innocence, although the persuasion is markedly quite masculine rather than all childish. It is a festival that focuses on boys, with families displaying figurines and dolls of famous warriors, samurai, and the like, along with flying the most masculine of objects, carp streamers. You must be wondering, how are carps masculine? Well, isn't it obvious? There is a Chinese legend that a carp one day swam upstream and eventually became a dragon. What? That's right. That's the legend, and therefore the carp symbolises success and strength, hence its inclusion on Children's Day. With populations growing in cities and thus residences become smaller, as have the carp streamers, so now families have miniature-sized versions at home too. Another thing Japanese people do is take baths with sprinkling of iris leaves and roots. The reason behind this is that the iris promotes good health and can protect one from evil spirits. Ooh. The treat for the day is the keishi waimochi, a rice cake filled with sweet bean paste and wrapped in oak leaves. Children's Day may not explicitly celebrate girls and young ladies, which is why they have their own day on the 3rd of March called Hina Matsuri, which is a festival of dolls and is the de facto Girls' Day. Obviously, it's not a part of Golden Week, but still a lot of fun, as there are clearly dolls everywhere, which represents the Emperor, Empress, and marriage rituals, along with special treats, such as clam soup, chirashi sushi, that is sushi and vegetables on rice in a bowl or bento box, strawberry daifuki, which is strawberries wrapped in bean paste, and multicoloured rice cakes called hishimochi. That's it for this week's episode on Golden Week. Hope you learned something and enjoyed it. If you would like to continue learning, remember that there's a video on how to speed paint, clean and shade to celebrate Children's Day, so make sure to give that a view and get your learn on. It's always good to learn something new every day. That's all until next time. Pip pip, cheerio, and here's looking at you, kid.
Hello again, my lovelies. Thank you so much for watching that video. It really means a lot. Well, what can I say? Keep the smile going. Do remember to subscribe, ring that bell. It helps out like you wouldn't believe. It just makes me so happy. You can see this big smile of mine. Keep calm, carry on, keep a stiff upper lip. And if you like, there are some other channels in the description. I apologise for their content, but I think they're worth a watch, probably. If anything, just to educate yourself. Best of the British to you. Pip pip, cheerio. And don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, this was Speaker's Corner. Ta-ra.